Now we're at the WordPress dashboard. So what you've done is you have chosen your domain name. If you haven't, watch the video that I teach you how to do that, how to choose the right domain name for your website. The link is listed in the description and hopefully at the end in one of my end screens on this video. Also, you will have also gone through the SEO Press and why you need to install that. So you should have gone through that video. You also should have gone through the whole understanding of EAT, E-E-A-T. I have 2 videos about that, as well as the video on why should Google pay any attention to your website compared to everybody else. So there's a whole series that we're doing, and this is the case study that we're doing on Utah real estate. So it's Utah Valley is the Utah County area basically. So that's what we're going after. We're doing another case study on Shopify, which is going to be the skincare site, the anti-aging client that we have. But right now we're going to be working on the real estate site to show you how easy this is to set up a website no matter which niche you're in. So now we're in the welcome to WordPress. You're on your dashboard, and some of the things that you can, I got to move myself over a little bit so I can see here. There's a bunch of things on here that you won't need. So your Google Analytics, you're going to configure those. You need to configure those. And then you should always get this plugin called WordFence. And so we're going to go through these plugins in just a minute. But a lot of this stuff you don't need. So you can just and quick draft, you'll never use that usually. So we can just get rid of that. But we can also see where it says here, dismiss right here. We can dismiss that. So that we're getting a really clean. Up here's a place called screen options, and you can just pull that down. Let me move myself out of the way so I can see. And we can get rid of welcome. Oh, no, we don't need the welcome. We don't need WordPress events. We don't need quick draft. We might want to leave Google Analytics depending on where you go to see yours. I go directly into Google Analytics, and some of my sites are on Exoic for media ads, and I go directly there. WordFence activity, you want that there. Activity you want. At a glance, you really don't need site help. You kind of want. So I would click that off. So this way, it's not cluttered with a lot of things. Okay. And we just put this back up smaller there. And then you have your home, your updates, which it's going to always tell you. Now what WordPress does is it automatically does your updates for you, but you should always still come and check on your website all the time. Now, one of the biggest issues I find is I build a custom website for somebody, and then they never do anything with it. And 3 years later, 4 years later, they contact me and say that they have malware or someone hacked their site. And it's because they've never been in there. They've never taken care of their site. They didn't, hire me to take care of their site. It's not something I really want to do. So we do offer a service where we monitor the sites and do a backup. But if you don't do a backup and you get malware, you're going to lose your site. You're going to lose all your data. Here's your post page. So this is where you would add new here when you add an article to your blog page. Media is your media library. That's going to have all your images and videos, PDF files, things like that, whatever you add. Pages are going to be your main pages on your website. So it's going to be your home page, about page, contact page. Of course, you can make whatever pages you want, and there should be some pages that will have tiered, especially in a niche like real estate. So we'll be going over that in another time when we're going over pages. Comments, I like to inactivate comments. There's a way that you can go in here and turn off commenting, and that's what I do. The only reason you would want to have comments is if you have a recipe website, a travel blog, a lifestyle blog where people are really interactive with you. Appearance, this is where you're going to add your theme. These are the plugins. And this is where you're going to see your installed plugins and add any new plugins. And we've already added WordFence to this site. And then we have users. This is going to be the information about you and anybody else you give permission to go into your website. Tools, that's going to be importing, exporting, your site health, things like that. And then we have settings, which are going to be very important to go through these, okay, and just to make sure everything's okay. And then you're going to have, this is our SEO Pro plugin. And so we have all of these things. You can have access to your sitemap right away, and everything's right there. And then we have our WordFence security. So right now we're going to go over to the plugins page because that's the part I wanted to teach you today. And we're going to click on installed plugins. And from here, we are going to look at all these plugins. Now this has been cleaned up already. I kept looking for a site that wasn't cleaned up, but it's like one of the first things we do when we do a WordPress install. You would see that a whole bunch, there's this thing called Jetpack, Optimize Pro. So whatever company that you're putting is hosting your website is going to put all of their stuff as well. So I'm with SiteGround, and that's another thing I explained to you. I have a video on that about how to use SiteGround, how to opt in, and I am an affiliate for SiteGround and SEO Press Pro. So SiteGround is the hosting company, and this is an optimizer, which we want that there. And then we have their SiteGround Security, which is just another security thing that they have, which also WordFence has, but doesn't hurt to have too. And these won't slow down your site. WordFence Security, I get in arguments with people who want really fast websites that it slows down their site, but I'm telling you, it's better for it to, it's just such a small difference that I have green lights on my websites. I pass with high flying colors, and I just don't see what, it's not worth it to have your site attacked with malware. So once your site is attacked with malware, and it's not your webmaster's fault, it's not the people who build your website's fault, so you can't blame them. And so you have to have security on there. So with and so I'll show you that in a minute. And then this one you won't need to have unless we're managing your website for you. But we put all the websites that I manage and all of my own, I use through Manage WordPress, which is a great, very inexpensive $2 or $3 a month for really good action. I can get into my sites really, really quick. You don't need that unless we're managing and working on your site, building your site, or you have a whole bunch of sites that you work on. So we're not going to go through the SEO Press portions here. I have a video on all of their benefits and things like that. And as we build content, because there's no sense without content and the site has no content for us to even work on the SEO part of it, except for my main title, which I already have in there. Now, so this is where, so all you would do is here is check things and deactivate them if you wanted them off. And then after you deactivate, usually there's an option to delete. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you is that whenever you add plugins, you want to add a new one. Let's say you down a plugin to your website. What's going to happen is it might not come out as a zip file, but in order to upload a plugin or a theme, it has to be in a zip file. So you have to compress that file before you add it here as add new. So I wanted to go through WordFence real quick. So there's a WordFence dashboard here. And this is just, now if you pay, the reason they have these are fine, but don't get scared by these. What they're trying to do is get you to buy the premium version, which is pretty expensive. So you can upgrade to that if you want. Any notifications usually are going to tell you if you're going to have malware or something. So there hasn't been any blocks recorded because it's brand new. Nobody knows. The hackers don't even know it exists yet. But we come over here to scan. And it says here, a WordFence scan looks for malware, malicious URLs, and patterns of infections by examining all of the files, posts, and comments on your WordPress website. It also checks your server and monitors your site online reputation. So what we do is set up the way you want your scan. So that's what we're going to do next. Whoops, my kitty cat just came up here. And we're going to start our first scan. So what we're going to do is we're going to click here and click on Start New Scan. And it takes a little while, and you don't want, the one thing I've noticed about WordFence is you do not want to leave the screen while it's scanning. Then you'll have to come all the way back to do it again. So that was, which is really, and I always find it really strange that it has all these files and everything when this site has never been infected. It's really strange. my webmaster and I still haven't been able to figure out where all these files are coming from. But anyway, so far the server state is fine. You'll see the check mark there. You'll see the file, nobody's made any file changes. Now it's doing the malware, which is what we really are concerned about. And so we're going to be doing that tonight. And so far, no issues have been found, but it's not done yet. It'll still run, and it usually takes a few minutes. So you can also set up scheduling to schedule your own. And also SiteGround also has a scan that you can request from them, but they're not going to stop everything. So, okay, so this was finished real quick because like I just said, there's not anything really going on. I'm going to take a screenshot here while we're here though, because I want my webmaster, I want to go over this with my webmaster for this interesting number of URLs checked. So that's one of the ones I wanted to show you. And then let's go back to plugins. I think that's all for this one. Yeah, so that's the most important one that you want to know about and use. Now let's go through the settings. So we're going to go through general. In general, this is going to be your site title. It's going to say My WordPress, and we don't want that. So the site title is going to be the same as our website, because remember in my domain tutorial and training on my YouTube video about domains talks about this. We want exact match domains and then use vanity URLs to forward to our different pages on our site. So we want, whoops, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it that way. I was typing the Utah Valley Real Estate for sale. Okay, and then taglines is just another WordPress site. This is another field that many people never change, and you definitely want to change that. And here I'm going to put the county, so that way we have a variation of the keyword. Then we want to make sure with this is the URL that we want and the site address. These should be the same. So those are fine. Your email address, of course. And then you're going to check which time zone you want, how you want your date to look, and how you want your time format to look. And so I'm going to come up here, and I don't think they do let me. So hold on, let me see if I can find mine. It's not in Africa. Let's look for maybe Denver. We're in Denver time, so we can use that. And then week starts on Monday, and then we come down here and we click Save Changes. Make sure you save those changes, all right? Then we're going to come here to writing. That's the next one down here. And you never want to have uncategorized. So what we want to do is we want to come over here to posts, come down here to categories, and we want to put blog. Just in case you don't have a category for something to go in, you want to have a what we consider a default category, okay? Or in case you forget, but you're gonna learn that we want to always be categorizing our content. So here we're gonna get rid of oh, that's interesting. They changed that. Okay. So here we could have put blog. I don't want to delete the other one. So we're just going to make this a different one. We're going to put this category as Provo homes for sale. Okay. And we'll update. Whoops. And then we got sorry. And the slug will be Provo homes for sale. That's going to be the category. Okay, so we'll update that category. We'll apply. We'll make sure that that's applied. And then we're going to come back over to the writing. Okay, so we're going to come back over here to our settings. We're going to come back over here to writing. And the default, we click down here now and click blog, because I don't want to put the Provo homes for sale in case I'm talking about homes in Orem or in, Salt Lake or something else, right? So we don't want to do that. And then we're going to have a standard format. We don't really worry about this because we use Thrive themes, which will be the next video. I will go over how to install Thrive themes on your website. And then all of these should be pretty much, okay, we'll fix that another time, and we'll make sure we save changes there. Next, we're going to come down here to reading. This is very, very important. A lot of times your webmaster, if someone you hire or even you, are going to come in here and click this box that says discourage search engines from indexing. Never do that. Okay. So I never check that box off. When I'm building a website, I want to build it in front of Google. It's very important. And we'll go through that, why I do that. So this what happens when you build the website in front of Google. Let me see if I can just pull us back in real quick so I can get okay, here we go. Sorry, it's kind of dark where I'm filming right now and I have no good light at all. But anyway, so what I wanted to tell you is that when you build a website in front of Google, every time you're doing things and the VAs are doing things, people are always logging in and logging out. They're always looking on the outside. And that encourages the Google bots to come and crawl your website. And the more they come, the better chance you have of getting an index. Yes, of course, you're not going to have any keywords in the very beginning, or the keywords are not going to rank, like Utah Valley real estate for sale is not going to rank without any content, without a lot of content. And so that's, but you're still building in front of them. So you're showing that there's activity, and that's what the bots want to see, activity. Remember, it's just a machine. It's just doing mathematical equations. So it doesn't know the difference between you writing an article and you working on your about page, or you coming in and doing some design on your homepage. It doesn't know the difference. So this is why this is so important for you to make sure that you are building the site. I get sites ranked so much faster when I use this technique. I know a lot of designers don't like this because they don't want the world to see what they're designing, but look, or the owner like you don't want people to know what the website looks like because it's nothing right now. They always say, oh, I want it under construction. I never put a site under construction because, again, that tells Google not to come back, and we don't want that. So, or that it's not ready. We don't want Google to think it's not ready. And what happens when they keep coming back, it's going to help you index faster. It's going to help you rank faster. And no one's going to find it anyway. So no one's going to see your website unless you tell somebody on purpose to go there when it's not ready. So that's why I wouldn't worry about any of that. So let's go back to, all right, so we're on settings. So you want to see on your home page, you can have a static page, which we're going to click a static page, and we're going to choose, oh, we don't have a home page yet. And then we have to choose, okay, so what we're going to go over here to pages, and we're going to click on add new. And then over here, close out all this. This is going to become the home page. And that's all I want to do. I really don't want to do anything else to this right now because I don't want to. Let's see, where's my... It's weird because I don't work in blocks. I work in... Let me close this out. Disable for this domain. Publish. That's why it was covered up. So I'm going to publish that page. I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to do another page, which I want the... actually, let's go back over here and go to pages. Go to... Whoops, there's our pages. So we have our home and we have our sample, which we want to get rid of in a minute. We have our privacy policy, which we're going to have to fill out later. And so we want to add a new one called blog. Right. So let me move my little photo out of the way so I can publish that. And we're going to worry about the SEO and all that another time. That's not what we're doing right now. Oops, didn't publish, did it? Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're going to go back and we will refresh this page, hopefully. And there we are, blog and home. Okay, So we'll do settings on that later. So now I can come and quick edit the sample page and trash it because we don't want this to be staying there. Gotta see where it gives me a chance to do that. Oh, I might have to go all the way in. Published. We're gonna put, no, we don't want. Okay, so I think we might have to do it another way. Oh well. I don't want to take too much time doing that because I want to go through those settings that are so important, okay? So now we have those two done. So we're going to come back down here to settings, and I think it was reading we were on, right? Yeah. So now we're going to click a static page. It's going to be our home page. And then our post page is going to be our blog page, okay? And then we can tell how many posts show it the most. So if we want more than that, we can do like 17, 18, whatever we want. And you want the 10 most recent items, full text, or do you want just a little snippet? So you can choose which one of those you want and then save changes. So now those are changed. Now we're going to go down to discussion. And this is where you post like how you want people to be linking back and things like that, right? Attempt to notify any blogs linked to from the post. And then, so all of these, you're probably going to, this is kind of like their default ones. And then someone has to fill out everything in order to leave a comment, and then email me whenever somebody, all the stuff you can choose yes or no. There's also a place, let's see. You choose. So there's I think it's a plugin. I thought it was on here, but I believe it might be a plugin where you make it so people, no, I think in each post you turn it off. So you can just say that you don't allow them. You ping backs, trackbacks, I don't know. That's really spammy. But there's I just would say no there because there's so many spammers that do this. It's such a waste of time for me to go in and delete all the bad ones, right? Let's see. So we're going to save changes here. And then we're going to go to media, and we're not going to worry about any of this. They're just going to, be the same. Permalinks. So this is very important. You choose, okay? Just remember that you don't want to do this after you've had your website because you will destroy your SEO. So you want to do it right now. So what we do is we do post name. So what's going to happen is when I write an article, it's going to be Utah Valley Real Estate for Sale.com / and the title. That's what you want. You do not want these numbers. You don't want this. You don't want any of these things. Okay. So just click this one, post name, and save the changes. All right. Privacy. You create your privacy page here, or you use this one. Of course, we're putting that one there, and you can go in and edit your own, which I tell you really need to do. So then SiteGround plugins, collect technical data about my installation. This will make the plugin work better. So I'll click on that, and then that's it for the very basics of all of your plugins and your settings, which are the most important parts. So in the next video, I'm going to go through and show you how I install Thrive themes onto my website, because that's going to be the website theme that I'm going to be using, as well as their suite of all their tools, which are amazing. I've been with them. I was a beta tester. I've been with Thrive Themes since 2014. Love, love, love the company. The owner is amazing. They have great support staff. Just love it. So I'm going to go into that with you. I am an affiliate of theirs, and my link is in the description. I would appreciate if you use that link if you want to check it out. You're not going to get charged for clicking the link. So make sure that you're watching all the other trainings in these tutorials. It doesn't matter in which way, because you might have already done one or two of them and now you're doing another one, but try to take them in order if you need to. I think what I'm going to do is go back and label them at the end of the title. I don't want to mess with my YouTube SEO. So maybe at the end of the title, I'll put one, two, three, four, for each video so you can see. I think that would be better than doing A, B, C, D, E. So yeah, I think or maybe we'll do 101, 102. Yes, that's what we'll do. 101, 102, 103. That'll be easier to see in the title. As long, yeah, well, if I've gone too many characters, if TubeBuddy tells me there's too many characters in my title, I'll have to delete a few because I think that's better for you to be able to see the different videos and in which order you should watch them. Okay. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next one.